Hey, wait a second. I haven't posted in a year. All right, listen, ABA came out with another update and it actually dropped on time, so we can definitely say that the year is starting off right. Now, with that said, we're about to go over every new thing in ABA, so make sure you like, subscribe. Let's begin. First off, we got 4 new characters and 1 refresh. Ed, Meruem, Netero, Raiden, and Gone. Before I briefly cover them, let me talk about the extra details. We got the snowy lobby for Christmas back in the game, alongside a free guaranteed legendary inside this present. On top of that, there's 2 new maps, the Ennis Lobby Rooftop and the Goated Floridian Waffle House. So yes, you too can get violent while eating waffles, just like real life. We also have new skins for multiple characters and a new leaderboard, but I'm not gonna lie, please rework the gameplay GUI. I like the health bar, but everything else needs an update. Also, the GUI is buggy. For example, in ranked or public matches, it will show completely wrong stats. As for some of the other changes, the Game Pass characters are now 350, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure when they changed that, but it's here, so that's the case. Lastly, these short characters might actually be short as they continue to get added to the game. And now with all that said, it's time to get into the new residents of ABA. Oh yeah, brief editor's note, the modifiers also have a change. They got rearranged and they also got some new modifiers, so keep that in mind as well. But let's go ahead and move on. First off, it's my personal favorite, Meruem. Like I said before, he was a character I would be playing a lot. And now that he's out, I gotta say, he's definitely someone I'm gonna main. However, you gotta keep in mind that he came out as a Game Pass character, so I'll be rating him accordingly and not letting my bias get in the way. Meruem has a very versatile base kit. He has a move that goes through block and buffs him. On top of that, it also changes other moves. Meruem overall has a pretty interesting kit. I mean, he can TP behind you with a combo extender. And I don't think I say this enough, but a combo extender that not only puts you behind your opponent's back, but also teleports to them is something that is super good for ABA combat. But look, of course the attack is avoidable. Still though, you're not gonna be throwing this out nakedly, just down slam into it. It's very simple stuff. And one thing I almost forgot to mention with Meruem is that he actually has 2 attacks that will kill you at a certain HP. So it doesn't really matter how low you get. If these attacks hit you, you're gonna die regardless. Which, by the way, you can actually see right here. Even though my friend is parrying the attack, he still gets killed because he's at the health where you die. Now, of course, with that said, his combo is very simple to do and almost too simple. The only issue I have with this base kit is the 3rd move's 2nd variant. It kind of pisses me off a little bit. I don't really recommend using it. I mean, it's like a high pressure move, but it really doesn't do much. I mean, honestly, it's like a waste. But that's just my opinion. Maybe it's a really good attack. Maybe someone found like an infinite combo with this shit, but I'm not really gonna do that. And with that said, I'm not gonna be going too in depth because I have a feeling that Meruem will win this poll no matter what. So I'm probably gonna have to do a review on him. Obviously though, I gotta talk about the man's awakening. He's super busted in his mode, even more busted than his base. Sure, you can say that his base can be countered a little bit, but his awakening needs 0 skill whatsoever. I mean, Meruem's mode is just brain dead. To counter it, you have to be using a character that can match his mode and, you know, brain activity, which is 0. And you gotta keep in mind, the man has a giant explosion. And like I said, I didn't really like the VFX on the last part. Like, I think the explosion looks phenomenal. However, the VFX, to me, they look a little low quality in comparison to some of the other explosion or fire VFX we've seen in the game. Of course though, the move looks great itself and works well, so I'm not really gonna talk about it too much. And it doesn't even one-shot, which it doesn't need to. It's a giant explosion. Of course, his other moves are also pretty solid. My favorite one is the one with the wings. It's pretty damn cool. It's a nice combo under. It's a great way to really, you know what I'm saying, show dominance in an ABA match. Next up is going to be Netero, the other Game Pass character, and listen, I like Meruem, but there's something about Netero that rubs me the wrong way, at least in his mode. His base is solid, but you got to remember, he is a Game Pass character. I'm not saying that I want a pay-to-win character, you know? All I'm saying that you got to make a Game Pass character with care. Not just making them good, not just making them bad, not just making them mid, but making them feel like something you're going to have fun playing and something that really catches your eye when you play them. Because at the same time, what you're doing is you're paying money for it. But is it a lot of money? No. What I love the most about Netero's base is the fact he can buff his damage and defense. And of course, he can actually avoid a guard break with his 3rd move. The only issue really with him is that he struggles so much in his awakening. Like, his awakening has a combo, but if you don't know how to do the combo, you're not winning. It doesn't matter what you do. His one-shot is great, don't get me wrong. He has a really nice one-shot, man. I love that shit. However, the biggest issue is the fact you have to get close to land the one shot, and just like in the anime, after you land it, you get slow as fuck. So if you're slow, guess what? Now, if you still have your awakening, you're not gonna be able to get to your opponent. What are they gonna do? They're gonna go ahead and hit you? No, they're gonna run away because you can't even catch them. Just look at his other moves and his awakening. You're not getting hit by the barrage. You're not getting hit by this shit. The only thing you gotta worry about is the 2nd move. So if someone has a brain and they start running away, odds are you might get folded regardless. Of course though, you can always close the distance somehow and win. So I'm not saying that's gonna happen all the time. But speaking more in depth about his awakening, in my opinion, it's lacking something. It's not 1000% worse than the base, but it's worse in my opinion. It's definitely missing an extra piece. For example, he has a barrage. You can combo extend with it or finish, depending on how things go. But at the same time, to combo, you have to be right on point. You got to TP at the exact moment, or you got to already land the one shot so you can move around like this, which is most definitely a bug. You're not supposed to be able to move like this. I guarantee you that. And I'm not gonna lie, man, his awakening is underwhelming. Like, listen, when I hear Netero and Meruem are coming to the game, I'm not thinking that Meruem's gonna be the only guy really, you know what I'm saying, having some crazy little explosion thing, right? I'm thinking Netero, he's gonna have the same thing. He obviously does have an explosion. However, the issue is he doesn't have these phenomenal looking Buddha attacks, bro. His Buddha looks great, but unfortunately, the Buddha, it doesn't catch my eye the same way that Meruem's explosion does, you know? But keep this in mind, right? After you use his nice little one shot, what happens? You get slower. And what's the trade-off for that? You get to kill them, of course, but let's say they have another life. What are you gonna do? Land the long range barrage? Well, it's not long range. Are you gonna be able to land the other one shot? Well, no, because you have to take more damage. So the question is, can you survive while being slow for a long time? You can, you know, but are you gonna still have your awakening by that time? And of course, if you're already slowed and you already have your arm and your leg ripped off, you can probably mode again to get your freaking one shot back. However, I'm gonna be honest, man. Let's be real. If you're this low, you're not gonna survive in your base. I almost said awakening, but you get what I mean. Of course, another issue or a problem that I have is the fact that his moves don't really do that much damage. Like, sure, they do damage when you start comboing. Like, for example, this combo right here is something you can actually do. However, the issue is when you're not comboing, these moves kind of suck. Like, I'm sorry, bro. These moves are so mid compared to his base, and it's just crazy because he's a Game Pass character. I'm not saying he has to be good or crazy. I'm just saying give him something that really makes you feel like, yo, this guy's crazy. You know, let me buy the Game Pass. Because quite frankly, if I'm being honest, and if I saw this shit and I was like, yo, buy the Game Pass and I see Meruem, I ain't buying this shit. I'm sorry, bro. If it was just Netero for 175, I'm not buying that shit. No disrespect. He's a solid character. He's not bad, not terrible. He's not bad, man. And before I move on, let me just explain it like this, right? The one shots are cool, but I gotta get close to land one and get low to land the other. Do you see what I mean? I mean, this guy's a Game Pass character. Just take a look at the others and compare them to Netero real quick. Netero has a godly one-shot and grab, which is cool. But mind you, other characters can one-shot you just by awakening, charging up prior, or using their one-shot whenever they want. But Netero, he has to get close and grab you. And one thing I forgot to mention is that when you do grab somebody, you don't have iframes. I mean, off the top of my head, I can't really think of too many grabs that literally go through block, like command grabs type of things. They don't just pull you in, of course, but you get grabbed, but that shit doesn't give you iframes. Makes no sense at all. Like, of course, right here, I died inside my mode after grabbing my opponent. You see what I'm saying? It makes no sense at all. Because not only does the attack take a long time to hit if your opponent is running away or, you know, not trying to engage with you, you also get really low at the same time while you're trying to land it. Because the other two moves, guess what? They don't really get you that close. You know, one of them knocks back and the other one is a barrage that you got to teleport at the exact right time to combo extend off of. Would I buy Netero if he was the only one in the Game Pass? I'm not too sure. All right, up next is Ed. Ed is one of those characters that honestly needs skill. He can be fun and can be used to find unique ways to win, but if you try to fuck around, you're probably gonna lose. I'm sorry, Ed is just not a character that you just pick up and win. You gotta study, you gotta learn. Let's be real though, we're ABA players, we don't know what the hell that means. But look, he can make walls and bigger ones, make a shield, make a spear, but he's not the most interesting addition to ABA. He's somebody you just use to skill mog, I don't know. There's not really another word or term I could think of in my head right now, you know? Use intelligence, you know? It's more of a complex, unorthodox kit that requires thinking out the box, which ABA doesn't really need for most characters. Just look at the fucking Dragon Ball roster. But Ed is not a bad character. However, there's a massive payoff to playing Ed in his base. His fucking awakening. That awakening literally needs no explanation at all. I'm sorry, bro. That awakening is so brain dead. It's just busted. You can spam every single move in your kit and just win. Like, you know, you don't even have to combo because two of his moves do like all your HP. It's just crazy, man. He has a really good awakening for a base that does take some skill, but that's a really good payoff, honestly. To sum it up, his base can be difficult, but his awakening, don't let him get it. And now with that said, we got the only non-anime character from this whole update, which is Raiden. Now listen, I'm not a fan of this character and how he functions, but I'll be honest, he's very fun to play. Of course, the reason why I'm not a fan is because he's not from an anime. I mean, listen, I don't know why ABA decided to be everything Battle Arena or all Battle Arena or anything Battle Arena. It doesn't make sense. Of course, my opinion does not mean that a character is bad because like I said in this video, I don't think any of these these characters are necessarily bad. Some of them have flaws, some of them don't. It is what it is. What I really think about Raiden though is that he's an annoying spam character. Like, listen, bro, if you fight Raiden and they're backing up, they're not really engaging too much because they don't really need to, right? But at the same time, you got to keep in mind that the guy leaves himself open for a lot of hits. I mean, if you use the little rocket from long range, motherfuckers can just teleport to you. But look, I do enjoy Raiden more than Snake. I mean, I like the rocket you shoot, I like the claymores, I like the versatility with this kit instead of just being a guy that, you know, fucks around and finds out. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. I don't know if it's exactly like that, but you know what I mean, bro. I'm trying to say something else, but I'm really saying it because I'm dumb. As for Raiden's mode, it's pretty decent, you know. It's nothing super crazy, but it's also a pretty nice mode. And I'm pretty sure he got nerfed or something. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I saw somewhere on a video that he got nerfed, but I didn't really watch that shit because I don't really care. I really don't care about Raiden, bro. I'm sorry. But he's a fun character to play, so if you want to play Raiden, go ahead. Not bad at all. And finally, to end off the characters, we got the only guy that was already in the game, Gon. And listen, Gon got a nice refresh, not really changing much about him. They didn't change how he functions, like I said in this video right here, but they generally made Gon feel much better than before. I'll also be doing like a little comparison video, maybe like a week or so from now. But one thing I really wanted to point out is that Gon gets mode so much faster than before. I don't know if they did that on purpose or if I'm just being stupid, but I swear to God, you can get your freaking mode in like 2 seconds. I'm sorry, bro. It's true, but you can. I don't know why, but I never really find myself moding twice this often. Overall, Gon looks solid. His awakening animation lived up to my expectation. However, I don't really like the little cut to his hand. It's abrupt and takes away from the impact a little bit, but that's just a me problem. And it's not really that big of a deal. It's a tiny little issue, but overall it looks pretty good. So comparing all the characters against each other for this update, I would say the best new character so far to start off 2026 is Meruem. You know, no shit, yeah, but I mean, he's the easiest to play by far. Brain Dead Awakening, Brain Dead base. Not really that brain dead, but it's still kind of brain dead. But look, now for all that yap out the way, it's time to give the Meruem update a rating out of 10. The first update for ABA in 2026 added 4 new characters and 1 refresh. So I'm gonna be giving it an 8 out of 10. Now the rating itself is decently high. The only issue is that Netero is lacking in his awakening. Ed is a very decent character, but hard to master in his base, and Raiden isn't really that crazy. You know, Meruem and Gon are honestly the guys that elevated from a 7 out of 10 update to an 8. Meruem isn't as crazy as I thought he might be. Of course, he's a Game Pass character, so you have to keep that in mind, right? Like, I rate things differently depending on what you have to do to get the character. So if there's a character locked behind the event, that character is gonna be getting rated differently because you can't get them again. And actually in the future, like maybe in the following days or a few weeks, I'll be doing a video comparing Netero and freaking Meruem and seeing if they should actually be Game Pass characters. So if you want that video, let me know in the comments, but I'll still be doing it regardless, so it doesn't really matter. Overall though, this was a great way to start off the year for ABA, and honestly 2026, this is a little too soon for me to predict this because I could fucking die tomorrow, but listen, I feel like 2026 might be a pretty nice day, year, whatever the fuck it is. But look, man, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one, and peace out, man.